So we just recorded for 10 minutes and we lost all the foot. We just recorded for 10 minutes and we lost all the footage.
Sad, in the words of X.
It was very sad. No, not in the words of X, in the words of Trump.
Yeah, but he based it on the X song, didn't he?
Did Donald Trump base saying sad exclamation mark on XXX Tentacion?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I thought it was a reference.
I don't think Trump listened to Jazzy.
Best father in America.
Remember Get Hume's circumcision?
The whole world knows that. Whenever they meet him, they know what it's like. Yeah, the coffee's bad.
Yeah, the coffee. We talked about that. The coffee wasn't very good.
Tastes like shit.
We
piss. Like
well, we
doo-doo
can
dog
have the
water.
exact. We can try to remember the exact words we said.
We said it was doo-doo dog water.
We were fighting over them. We were arguing about the microphones.
We said that there was a clip out there that's deleted about us arguing over his taxes.
Well, yeah, we were talking about my taxes, and then we had to cut it out.
This was a past video.
This is a past video, and if we ever get a Patreon, we'll upload that footage. And if we don't have that footage, we'll recreate it.
Mm-hmm. We'll make like little stick figures.
There was a great moment where I accidentally muted the mic, and then I was confused on why the mic wasn't working.
Yeah.
That was a great moment, but we don't have it anymore.
You missed a lot, folks.
8 minutes of footage, and you can only sit and wonder what was those 8 minutes. What did we say? What did we do?
God only knows.
It could have been straight up porn. It wasn't porn, but it could have been. So we got a lot to talk about at the top of the show. We saw 3 movies, which we've already talked about.
Well, they don't know that.
They don't know that, but it did happen. We saw Emilia Perez. We saw Wolfman.
And Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. They don't know. There's a lot of Timothy Chalamet movies. We saw A Complete Unknown. Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan.
He slips in. He
Uh,
slips into Bob Dylan so well.
the worst one has to be Emilia Perez. The Emilia Perez was so bad.
Yeah, let's talk about that one first.
I mean, nothing
First-
happens.
Hold on. Spoiler alert if you care about any of these movies.
We're spoiling. We're gonna do full Emilia Perez spoilers. So if you want to watch Emilia Perez, turn it off right now and go watch Emilia Perez. I don't think it's worth your time, but you go watch it.
So she's an evil trans lady.
Well, she's not evil because she's trans. She just happens to be evil and trans. Although the movie,
The
she's
movie
kind of
sets it up that she's evil because she's trans.
almost, but the movie's like pro-trans. It's just
Is
very
it?
poorly. Yeah, totally. It's just very poorly done.
Yeah.
She like lies to. She becomes a woman, and then she like lies to everybody in her life, and she leaves her family behind to become a lesbian.
With the help of the lawyer that was forced into it because she has such a bad pension that she had to become a criminal mastermind.
She had to. Well, no, she wasn't even the lawyer didn't even do anything criminal.
She's like, I'm doing such a terrible thing. It's like, you can quit, girl.
The lawyer, but the lawyer didn't do anything criminal while helping Emilia Perez. Literally nothing she did while helping Emilia Perez was a crime.
Well, she was using her like drug money to.
That's
like,
not illegal.
Well, the reason that she got Rita, the lawyer, is to cover up where the money was coming from.
No, that's not why she got Rita. That is not at all why she got Rita. You're totally forgetting. The
Right.
reason she got Rita is because Rita was educated, intellectual, and unconnected to her crime syndicate. So it would let her have somebody to help her figure everything out. Rita didn't do anything with the money.
Except fly first class.
She flied first class to
and then
Bangkok.
got a bag put over her head for some reason.
Man to woman, woman to man, penis to vagina. I see.
So there's a big plot thing in the movie that Brad and I are very confused about.
The main character of the movie, who was hired by the crime lord pre-transition, she goes to Bangkok, the lawyer, and then she does a whole dance and song number with this sex change doctor, and then she just goes to Israel and finds an IDF doctor.
Well, you're for missing details. So like,
What details? There's no other nothing happens.
because the main drug leader was like, okay, I'm giving you infinite money.
Yep,
As
infinite
long
money
as-
glitch.
Yeah, infinite money glitch. As long as you can make me trans, you can do what you want.
Yep.
She's like, okay, I'm gonna go to Bangkok,
hmm
and she goes to this like super futuristic
She goes to a super.
Like,
She goes.
trans clinic.
If you've ever seen Star Wars Episode 2, the clinic looked like Camino. Like
Yeah.
it looked like the cloning facilities on Camino.
It really did. It was like all white.
It was all white and there was a bunch of clones of each other.
Yeah. And so they sing a song about sex change operations. That's
Exchange
really bad.
operation.
And then she's like, okay, well, thanks for the information. I'm going to fly to Israel
Then she
now.
just goes to Israel and gets an IDF doctor.
And the IDF doctor is like,
You gotta, you.
the IDF doctor is like, I don't really want to do this,
I
but
don't
if you'll
believe
pay
it.
me infinite money glitch, I guess I'll
Well,
do it.
no, the reason he helps her is because she's like, oh, she started hormone therapy already, and he's like, oh shit, I didn't realize.
Yeah, so the only
He's like,
doctor,
I suggest you go with God, and I think you should not do the operation. And she's like, but you see, she already started hormone therapy.
yeah, that's a really bad song too.
It's and you. It probably sounds like I'm joking, but that's pretty much exactly how the song goes.
Doesn't she say like, you don't know what it's like to be a queen?
I don't know.
It's something like that.
He's
Anyway,
like, she grew up in the wasteland.
she puts a bag over this doctor's head and brings him to Mexico to this drug lord.
To this, yeah.
And then he's like, okay, you're going to turn me into a woman, but first we have to send my family to Switzerland.
Then she sends her family to
So that
Switzerland so
I have
that
to stage my death so that they don't
yeah,
know that I left them.
she fakes her death. She fakes her death, and then
Which is a terrible thing to do.
and then she becomes a girl, and then somehow nobody in the movie. So for context, she plays her character. She plays pre and post transition, and like obviously this woman has already gone through her transition. Like she's played by a trans actress, but she looks quite similar pre and post transition, and I don't know how none of the characters recognized it, because it's like it'd be like if your friend put on a wig and glued some beard hairs, and you're like, what? No, because to play herself pre transition, all that happened was her hair was different and she had a beard.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because
It's okay because she's a trans actress.
she actually is trans in real life, and she plays her character pre-transition. Like they don't have a different actor, so to me they look very similar. And everyone's like, nobody knows who she is. Like her kids and her wife are like they. She eventually comes back into their life as their Tia Perez.
They live under the same roof because she misses her
She
kids.
she just brings her
She's
kids
like,
back.
I'm your long lost
She's like,
auntie.
I'm your long lost millionaire aunt.
And they all live together while keeping up the charade.
Charade.
Yeah, and eventually his old wife that's living with them
Yeah,
is like,
gets fucked
she-
by some like criminal guy, and then she gets
Yeah.
blown, and then they all get blown up in a car and die.
well, she gets jealous. She's like, I can't believe that you would do that. You would
Yeah,
lie to
it's
me.
like the whole point of the movie is like it's made by French people. It's not made by Mexican
That's
people.
how you know it's gonna
And the
be
movie,
not very
the
good.
whole movie is just about the cartel and about how trans people lie to their families.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. But at least Wolfman was kind of fire because he like tries to eat his own daughter.
Wolfman, he yells at his daughter.
He's like, "You, daddy hurts, baby, and I don't like daddy hurting, baby." And then he turns into a wolf and tries to eat her.
Yep. And it's kind of like watching someone die slowly.
But that's the fun part.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch him be a wolfman.
I like the spider.
I did not like the spider. I wanted him to crush the spider.
For context, there's a scene in the movie where he's turning into a werewolf because he got bit, and has like an heightened hearing so that he can hear like every little thing, and he hears thump thump thump, and he
It's a spider.
investigates where it's coming from.
A spider.
He looks in the closet and there's a
It's
big
a
ass
spider.
spider, and
It's
he's
a
like,
spider. It's a
"That-
spider.
That's what they zoom
It's
on
a
in
spider.
his face. It's a spider.
It's a spider.
I wanted him to eat it.
I
really
wanted him
bad.
to eat the spider.
He didn't eat the spider,
No, he didn't eat the spider.
and then he tries to eat his family.
Yeah, he tries to eat his family.
And the mom is pointing a gun at him, and the daughter was like,
He wants
"Do
it
it,
to,
mommy.
He wants it
He
to
wants
end.
to die."
I wouldn't want to die if I was a wolfman.
She's like 6.
If I were a wolfman, I wouldn't want to die. I'd want to stay alive and be a wolfman.
The 6-year-olds infamously know what a dying man looks like.
Some 6-year-olds do if they've seen twisted shit.
Yeah. It's very mature. Is my audio all fucky?
I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I'm gonna turn this down. Start
What is that?
talking. I don't know what that is. That's the
Baba.
it's the
Black
echo. It's I think you echo too much. I think that's the issue. I don't know. I turned it down and we'll turn it back up.
Okay.
The audio is so unstable on this show. I'm so sorry.
What can
It
you
is. It is. I mean, yeah. What can you do? Like, fucking get over it. Oh my god.
do? So that's Wolfman.
Oh my god. And then yeah, Bob Dylan. If you know what happens in Bob Dylan's life, you don't really need to see this movie unless you really want to see what happens.
He's just kind of an
I don't-
asshole.
I don't feel the need to explain that movie. You know what the fuck? You know who Bob Dylan is.
I felt sympathetic for his girlfriends that he's mean to.
I kind of liked it when he was mean to them
Why?
because I thought, yeah, Stick it to him, Bob Dylan. He's like, I don't want to fuck you anymore.
That is what he sounds like. Timothy Chalamet
I don't want to
really
fuck you anymore.
he
I want to
nailed.
have sex with a bigger girl.
Yeah, he really nailed that like stupid accent.
Well, the girls, they are getting bigger.
Is it implied that he faked the accent?
No, the accent's real. That's just what Bob Dylan sounds like.
What even is that accent?
I don't know. He's nasally. What do you? Why is it implied that he fakes the accent?
Because it's not Southern.
He's not. He doesn't say he's from the South.
Then where is he from?
I don't know where he's from. He just is.
It doesn't sound like a real accent.
That's just what he sounds like.
It sounds like he's trying to talk like he's from the Dust Bowl.
That's not what he sounds. He talks like this. Oh,
But he was born in like the 70s.
He wasn't born.
He was young. He was supposed
He
to be
wasn't born in the 70s. The movie takes place in 61, and he's in his 20s. He'd have to be born in the 50s.
Well, still.
You told me that before you saw the movie, you thought the movie was either going to be about a 20-year-old in the 80s or a 40-year-old in the 50s.
Well, I didn't know anything about Bob Dylan, so I didn't know how old he was.
You said that in the past, you assumed he was going to be in the future but younger, or in the past but older, and I thought that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Wouldn't it be the other way around? Wouldn't you be in the past but younger?
I thought Bob Dylan was from like a long, long time ago.
But you also thought he was from the 80s.
I thought he was dead.
You thought he was from the 80s too, though.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan's alive.
I thought he was like one of those classic legends that died in like the 80s.
No, he's still alive.
Yeah. That kind of made me respect him less.
That he's alive?
That he just made music in the 80s.
He made music in the 60s.
And the 80s.
Yeah, but specifically this. Okay, you said you don't know anything about Bob Dylan, and the movie only goes up to 65. So as far as you're concerned, he only made the movie. Yeah, the movie ends in 1965.
What did he do the rest of his life?
I don't know. Probably made music and stuff.
There's like 60 years in there. It's kind of weird to exclude 60 years off from a like autobiography.
Well, it's a biopic, but also, I mean, the movie. I don't think you want a movie that covers 70 years. I don't know.
I was really.
I think just keep it high and tight.
I was confused because he falls in love with a girl in the movie named Joni.
Yeah,
and
you thought it was Joni Mitchell.
I thought it was Joni Mitchell.
But they say in the movie that it's Joni Bays. They said that like 2 minutes into seeing her.
Well, I didn't know who the hell that is.
Well, so you just ignored her last name and assumed, okay, this is Joni Mitchell.
Yeah. I was like, why isn't she blonde?
When his piano player Al Cooper showed up, you're like, is that Alice Cooper? And I go, nope.
Close enough.
Alice Cooper was in the 80s and 90s. Alice Cooper would have been like 50 if he was that old.
Those are the movies we watched.
Yeah. I did a lot of other stuff too.
Hold on, I want to plug one more movie.
I did a lot of other stuff too.
The newest Wallace and Gromit movie is really good.
It's Curse of the Were Rabbit's better. It's no Were Rabbit,
but it's up there.
It's a direct sequel to Wrong Trousers.
It's better than Dawn of the Nugget.
It's a direct sequel to Wrong Trousers.
Yeah.
The penguin.
I had a fun time.
The penguin shows up.
It's very cute, but it kind of has a commentary on AI that's kind of self-serving.
It's actually accurate AF though.
Yeah, I guess
it's actually accurate AF.
I'm not really looking for Wallace and Gromit for an AI commentary.
AI evil AF though. AI evil AF.
Yeah, I like the arc where
I didn't like the gnomes.
The gnomes are kind of ugly.
I'm gonna help you, Wallace. Fuck you. Fuck you. So what you were saying? You didn't like Gromit in that movie? You thought Gromit was kind of like shitty?
Oh, I liked Gromit, but Wallace was
okay.
Wallace is kind of supposed to be stupid in every
Wallace
movie.
was being Hollywood.
He was being very Hollywood.
He was being Hollywood to the dog.
It almost felt kind of out of character in that he was being inconsiderate and rude.
Well, you know what? He's almost always inconsiderate, but he's just dumb.
Yeah.
Like in Were Rabbit, he turns into a rabbit man.
Yeah.
Remember that dogs fall in love in that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Remember in Were Rabbit, when the rabbit is like,
Remember the lady with the big teeth?
Do the rabbit smile. That's not what the rabbit looks like.
No, I tried. They have what's her name in the movie?
Who?
The girl who does like fake journalism.
Oh, Kunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kunk plays a reporter in Vengeance Most Foul.
She's really funny.
Which I think, I mean, that's fine. That's a fine celebrity cameo. I'm sure the older ones had celebrity cameos. We just didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
Oh, and the farmer from Shaun the Sheep shows up.
sure does.
The farmer from Shaun the Sheep makes a deep cameo, and I think that Aardman Pictures fans, Aardman Animations will very very appreciative of the farmer cameo. He does show up and he does go. But it's funny because the normal villagers in Wallace and Gromit speak English, like they're like, but the sorry, the farmer does not speak English, which is odd. He just goes,
It's like Wolfman.
and then the dog and Shaun the Sheep goes.
In Wolfman, he can't understand like
he gets wolf vision.
what once he gets bitten, he can't understand English.
He
So
doesn't
when
get
people
bitten. He
talk,
gets scratched.
all he hears is like. But like, it's strange to me because he's still like walking around.
His wife also has a perm.
Ugly ass.
His wife has a crack ass perm.
His wife kind of looks like well, she got like a broccoli cut.
His wife looks like if
Had
a
like,
white woman was into Pan-Africanism.
yeah, I guess so. I would say more so like if you took a 16-year-old nowadays and turned it into a liberal
16-year-old girls nowadays don't have broccoli cuts.
men.
I hang out with a lot of girls and none of them have broccoli cuts. So.
16-year-old boy, and you like took all of the like traits of it and then put it on a 30-year-old white
Maybe the
woman.
reason I can't get a job is because when maybe my employers look at the podcast and they see me say I talk to high schoolers. That could be.
I don't think that's it.
Well, I just said that, and I'm joking. I don't talk to high schoolers,
be.
but it's possible. This will be job repellent if I ever get like 1,000 views consistently an episode. I officially will never be able to get a normal job.
You'll probably never be able to run for office, at least.
No. Well, you never know, because I mean, people say crazier shit and get work at jobs.
It's true. Wob,
straight up dragged someone.
yeah, didn't he say a lot of bad stuff online? Too?
Yeah, and he punched a Pakistani cab driver.
Yeah, and that's NDP. So if NDP can get away with it, you're
well,
probably
NDP,
fine.
that's true. I feel like liberal would be. Well, no, because Justin Trudeau won an election. He did blackface.
Yeah,
that's true. I guess.
But the higher up you go, the more easy it is to get away with it.
I guess being canceled doesn't matter.
No.
Why don't we get into some of the advice? And I don't even know if we have advice, but we got one question here. Are we gonna read off this whole message?
Yeah, sure.
Well, okay.
Just start from here.
No, because they're saying this. I just got off of work. It was something to do with the contest thing you had in your favorite episode. Okay, that's my favs episode so far has to be War and Also Peace.
It's a good episode.
That was the one we were just sitting in the parking lot talking about like Israel, right?
Yeah.
Cabela's talking about Israel.
Mm-hmm.
That one was controversial.
Was it?
Oh, I feel like it might have been.
Didn't we like praise Hamas in it?
We did praise Hamas.
Yeah.
Poetry Night at the Lounge. That's a classic. We were talking about.
Oh yeah,
we were doing the poetry. I had a backwards cap and a sunglasses.
Yep.
Technical takeover. I believe that was the first episode we had the mics.
Mm-hmm.
That one was an
that
interesting.
That one was fun for you.
As for advice, if you were to get in contact with a personal hero, how would one what?
If one were to get in contact with a personal hero,
how would one legally and ethically do so? Alternatively, illegally and unethically. That's not where I thought that question was going to go. I'll be honest. I didn't think it was going to go there.
No, I like this question.
I like the question, but I didn't think it was going to go. I thought it'd be like, who would you want to talk to, or how would you get in contact with them?
Should we each say our heroes and how we would do it, and then how we would alternatively do it?
If you want, I could cover the ethical one, and you could cover the unethical one.
But it's how bad we would want to see our personal heroes.
No, you didn't read the question. It's how would one legally and ethically do so? Alternatively, how would they illegally and unethically do so? You didn't read the question.
So do you want me to do the legal part?
No, I said you can do the illegal part. You can say how you illegally contact a hero.
Okay.
So legally speaking, I mean, it depends on who your hero is, right? If your hero's let's say like a normal thing. Let's say your hero's Colleen Hoover.
It would not be hard.
This person's a writer, so I could imagine Colleen Hoover being a big hero for them. Let's say you want to talk to Colleen Hoover. I think your best bet is to look at stuff like tour dates, at book signings, Stuff like tour dates, book signings. Because I mean, authors and like musicians go all over the place, and so I mean, if you pay attention to their schedule, oftentimes they're going to come. Because I mean, this podcast is based out of Winnipeg, but a lot of people don't come to Winnipeg. But odds are, a lot of people go to Chicago or Toronto or Calgary. So I mean, if you're willing to travel, that's a pretty like straightforward way of meeting your hero. I mean, you met your hero
Yeah.
technically.
But that's
That's
that's meeting, but I think the question is more so contacting like
how would one get in
correspondence.
contact? I mean, email.
Yeah, like reach out to
Reach
their
out to their email.
agent.
Reach out to their agent or email.
Say you have a business
Don't
proposition.
say that. That's unethical. Say, so, I mean, reach out. Just be honest. Say like, hey, I'm a big fan of yours. I really look up to you. You could also use Cameo if you just want to hear them say shit.
I feel like it would they would probably listen to you more if you had a group with you. You could be like,
What?
me and my group of Winnipeg
My
friends
crew. I don't
look
think
up
that they
to
want to hear about your
people.
fucking little crew.
It would mean the world
Me
if
and my
you met with
me and
us.
my breakdancing crew really want to get in contact with you.
Lower level celebrities would probably do
me and
that.
my b-boys want to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a good way of getting in contact with somebody is using a group. I think legally and ethically, you should either just see them at a show they're doing, because there's going to be one nearby eventually, or like a book signing, or just straight up email them and say like, hey, I'm a big fan. I've got a question. I got A, B, C question. If you could answer, that'd be fantastic. Some writers will respond.
You'd also want to do something that might be mutually beneficial.
Mm.
Like think about what the celebrity wants. Like if they
What
want to
is
spread their word or message.
What is this advice you get? Like, okay, so if you want to get in contact with, let's say, the owner of Black Rifle Coffee, you can say, hey, I'm going to go to the Middle East. Do you want to come with me?
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, if your idol is like a politician, they probably want to spread their message. So if you do a podcast with them, they'd probably be more than happy to do it.
I don't think that they'd be more. I don't think Wap Canoe would want to do this podcast.
Not this podcast, but he'd probably join like the U of M podcast. To talk
What the
about,
hell
like,
is the U
shit.
of M podcast?
What's the big idea?
Oh my god, that sucks.
Michael Benaro.
Big idea sucks balls.
They talk about AI.
I thought you were talking about the.
And
I thought you were talking
UBI.
about like the Manitoban Tobin. I thought you were
No.
talking about Tobin Talks.
No, he would not go on that.
Shout out Harmat.
Yep.
I guess I shouldn't say. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything negative.
Yeah.
Shout out Harmat. She does Tobin Talks. I'm not gonna say anything else. But
Who's your personal hero?
who's my personal hero? I don't really have one. I guess I look up to Wap Canoe. I respect Wap Canoe a lot. I have a lot of respect for him as a leader.
Is that why you get angry when I criticize?
You don't criticize him. You imagine things that he might do. Your
No, I
critiques of
don't.
Wap Canoe are imagining things he might do.
No,
You're like, he's gonna become conservative one day.
because he's already implementing
No,
conservative
no,
like era.
No, no,
The gas tax is
no,
regressive.
no.
Okay. Anyway,
Natives get the gas tax and nobody complains. Everyone likes that natives get free stuff.
yeah, but it benefits people who drive more and have more cars.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't
you
deserve
don't
it.
want you want to pay more.
Yeah.
You're mad that he's giving you free gas.
He's not giving me free gas.
He is. He's giving you a gallon of gas. He's giving you every day. It's like the milkman. You remember how you know how they used to have milkmen that would bring you like milk?
In like the 1800s.
No, this was like the 70s.
Okay.
There'd be a milkman that'd bring you jugs of milk every morning. Well, imagine if there was a gas man who every morning he brought you a gallon of gas.
State mandated gas.
That's really not that much gas.
No.
I mean, it'd be nice to get a free gallon a day. You'd use it for sure.
It'd be like enough to get you to work.
A gallon a day would.
Consistently.
I mean, a gallon a day.
I can make it work.
How much would you even go? How much do you go through a day? Like a few, like 4 gallons. I don't know. I don't drive.
I don't know.
I really don't drive, so I don't know. What's the? Well, how many gallons are in your tank?
I don't think we go by gallons. We go
How
by
many liters do you have in your tank?
100
Like 100 or 100?
around there. I don't know.
Okay, and there's 4 liters in a
Depends on the
gallon.
gas price.
There's 4 liters in a gallon. Do you think you go through 20? Do you think you go through 28 liters? I think 4 times 7 is 28. Do you go through? It is. Oh my god, I'm so good at math. Do you go through 28 gallons of gas a week? Do you think? Like, do you like a third of a tank a week?
Well, not me, but I don't have
How
to
often? Well,
drive to work every day.
how often do you fill your tank?
Like once every 2 weeks,
So you go through about a third a week.
I guess.
So a gallon of gas a day would probably be most of your gas.
Yeah.
Okay. So how would you unethically get in contact with your hero? And why don't we say who your hero is?
Ransom.
Who? That's okay. What do you mean ransom? Like you kidnap them
You go on Facebook and you find their family.
and you kidnap their family?
You threaten their family.
That's not what ransom is. Ransom would be like you kid. Okay, who's your hero?
Probably Lady Gaga.
Okay, now her fiance is Michael, right?
Yeah.
That ransom would be like you kidnap Michael and you're like, Gaga, you have to pay me $1 million if you want Michael back. That's what ransom is.
Yeah. But you got to start with investigating.
So
You have to plan it carefully. Like you go on Facebook, you find out as much as you can about where their family lives, what their interests are, who their regular contacts are.
mm.
I almost feel guilty saying this. Like I don't want.
I said you could go to someone's show and chat with them, and you're like, that's convoluted. Instead, how about you kidnap their husband? That's way more complicated than going to a book signing.
I didn't say it's convoluted. I'm saying if you want to get in contact.
I think it's way more complicated to kidnap somebody than to go to a book signing.
Yeah.
Let's say this individual wants to meet Colleen Hoover. I feel like it's really complicated to kidnap her husband.
I mean, it depends what you want to contact them for.
Mm.
Because if you're doing ransom, then they're not going to want to
They're just gonna
have a one-on-one with you.
Yeah, they're just gonna want to give you the money or make you talk to the police.
It could be like, remember that movie where the guy and his daughter go to a concert?
Oh, trap.
Yeah, and he like forces her to.
He kidnaps her basically.
Yeah,
You could just kidnap them.
could be like that kind of situation.
Yeah, you could just kidnap your hero.
You could go to their concert and then say, if you don't come with me, I'm going to bomb this whole place.
Oh, you know what? You could bring your little niece and go to a concert and be like, "Oh my God, my niece has chlamydia and she just wants to meet you so bad because she's dying from chlamydia."
Yeah.
My niece has gonorrhea and it hurts so bad and she just wants to meet her hero. She just wants to meet Sabrina Carpenter so bad and she's got gonorrhea. She got it from someone. And she just wants to meet her hero so bad. And your niece is like 30 and you're like 50.
Gonorrhea is not a life-threatening.
You're 50 years old, your niece is 30 years old. You're like, my niece is dying of gonorrhea and she just wants to meet you so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "Oh my God, come backstage and meet us." And your niece, you don't even have a niece. You're like,
in fact, the niece.
"I'm so glad I got to meet you."
The niece that's backstage is your 4 boys.
Oh, I guess I forgot to bring my niece. How about I go
on.
find her? And then you walk around, you turn around, you lock the door. You're like, now we can have a little chat.
Here she comes, and it's like a bunch of guys with guns.
Why? Okay. Remember, that happened to Kim Kardashian. Somebody broke into Kim Kardashian's room and pointed a gun in her face.
Really?
Yeah, in Paris. She was in Paris, and an armed gunman held her at gunpoint for like an hour.
When was this?
I don't know.
Is she okay?
I assume. I don't know. When was the last time you heard about it? So
she's making TV shows now.
she's
so
making TV. Well, she's fine. I mean, it's fucked up though to have that happen.
She's still with Kanye?
No, they divorced like 5 years ago.
What?
Okay, so how would you? So your final answer to unethically. So my answer is email them or go to a book signing. Your answer is to kidnap them.
That's the illegal method, but there's also the unethical method where you just lie.
What do you say?
You just make up as many lies as you can.
You could combine the methods and you could email them and say you have a disease.
Yep, you could say you're dying. You could like stage your email to come from like a Make-A-Wish foundation.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's a million things you could brainstorm.
If you want to meet Iron Man, you could email him. This one's for Jacko. Jacko, if you want to meet Spider-Man, you can pretend to be a Make-A-Wish kid and Spider-Man will come meet you.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you're a celebrity, you have like infinite money glitch.
Mm-hmm.
You probably feel kind of bad about that because
Yeah.
you don't really deserve that much money.
Well, some of them do.
No.
Colleen Hoover.
Yeah. So like
Ugly Love.
They'll probably have some part of their heart that's like, I might do 1 or 2 little things to make up for my guilt. Like meet up with a little dying poor boy.
Little dying Jacko.
Yeah.
Little dying Richie.
It's worth a shot, and if that doesn't work, you can always go to the illegal.
If Richie were dying, do you think Colleen Hoover would come meet him?
Yeah.
I think that'd be so good of Colleen Hoover. That'd be so good of Colleen.
You have to think, as a writer, if you're not actively writing, what are you doing?
That was such a loud breath. I'm sorry. I'm not cutting that out.
You know what I mean?
My favorite episode was the Christmas episode because the Elfman made me laugh.
Is that a comment?
Yep.
Yes.
You should remember that comment.
Mm-hmm. The Elfmen were very funny.
So
I hope they're on the nice list.
do you think that that's good enough advice for this character here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Is there more comments?
Yeah, man, a ton. So my favorite episode was the Christmas episode because the Elfman made me laugh.
Just read that.
My favorite bit is when the yellow hair man goes, "No, cause like."
I like that bit too, because like it's funny.
No, cause like it's not even that funny.
Yeah.
No, cause like it is funny.
But it low key is so funny.
It low key is funny because it's like, bruh.
I low key think that yellow hair man is the funniest guy on the podcast.
Low key, look at this. See that?
Yeah.
Oh.
The next comment says no.
No, it says, "Woo."
Yep.
Thank you. Young Jack. Oh, whoops. Anonymous user says, "On the real, my favorite bit is you correcting Tyler on how to position himself, or when he's eating the microphone."
Yeah, how can you fit the whole thing in your mouth? That's crazy. I can't do that.
Or when you're holding the mic like that and you're talking into it, you're like,
Oh my god.
"Oh my god, oh my god,
That's ridiculous.
I don't even know how to talk into the mic."
These podcasts suck.
This podcast freaking sucks, dude. Don't
Yeah.
do that. Please don't do that. So thank you for leaving that comment. And then there's another comment here. Tyler, scarves are for girls.
What?
I don't remember the context of what you were talking about scarves. I think you were saying that they're like cozy and warm or something.
Yeah. But I stand by it.
Scarves are low key for girls.
Okay, you were complaining earlier today that, oh, my face is cold. It's so cold in your car. You should have been wearing a scarf.
My feet were cold. My feet were cold.
Because you weren't wearing boots.
You can't put a scarf on your fucking feet.
Yes, you can. They're called boots.
No, they're called socks.
Were you wearing thick socks? Well, I don't know. Scarves are dope if you don't want to get, like,
Chlamydia.
yeah, tuberculosis. In the middle of winter, it happens. Live longer. You'll see.
You can get the clap if you don't wear the scarf in winter because, like, there are little bugs. Because all the bugs in wintertime, they freeze to death and they get confused because they have temperature sickness, and so all the bugs fly out of their holes and out of their trees and they fly into people's faces and they give them chlamydia and the clap and crabs and stuff.
You can really hurt your lungs by not wearing a scarf, too. Because, like, the cold air can hurt your alveoli.
Your areolas are underneath a shirt
It's
and a
not
jacket.
areolas.
It's not even.
It's not the same thing.
Your uvula's in your mouth, bro.
You can, like, hurt them.
Your amygdala is in your brain, bro.
Your lung capacities are reduced.
You're telling me
when it's
that
cold.
you're gonna hurt your lungs because you breathe in the cold too hard?
Yes.
Come on, bro. What are you, Iceman from X-Men? That's such cap. You're not gonna burn your lungs from breathing in the cold.
Go do it then.
I do it every freaking day.
Yeah, and you always say, "Ah, my lungs fucking hurt."
I don't say that. That's
You
not
do.
something I've ever said. I've never said, "Oh, my lungs."
You do all the time. You go outside and like, it hurts to breathe. It's so cold.
Yeah, because of asthma.
Yeah, and it will like make it worse if you're not wearing a scarf.
No, it won't. It'll make it better because I'm actually strengthening my fucking lungs.
You're building capacity.
Smoking builds lung capacity.
Yeah.
I actually had an idea for a bit, but I ended up not really doing it because I realized I didn't care. The bit I was going to do is I was going to buy herbal cigarettes, and then I was going to ask you to go to the thrift store, and then I was going to get a turtleneck, and I was going to dress like Bob Dylan and smoke herbal cigarettes, and I was going to perform a song, and I was going to have you ask me if I want to do the song, and I go, that's the fuck why I came. And then I go, there's an ocean, and there's a city surrounded by the ocean. And I just play like 3 different buttons on the keyboard. And I just go, the ocean would drown us, and the babies would drown, and then you would frown. And I'd be chain smoking herbal cigarettes, but then I thought, no, because if my mom walked in and saw me smoking herbal cigarettes, she'd wig out.
It's a long bit.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, that's the best kind.
I mean, I'd do it if you didn't get in trouble. But...
Maybe next weekend. We could look at we could find out where to get herbal cigarettes.
Sure.
Would you smoke herbal cigarettes with a pod?
I guess.
They don't do anything. They're just like sage and shit.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as like breathing in like smudge.
You're basically smudging in your lungs.
I used to be really paranoid
about
about
smudging.
smudge
Yeah.
breathing it in. I
Yeah.
thought it would like hurt your lungs.
I mean, if you breathe too much of it in, you'll cough, but it doesn't do like lung damage
Well, because
because
I
there's no carcinogenics in smudge.
I talked to my like grade 10 chemistry teacher about
Mm.
this. I was like, is it bad to breathe in like
And he's like, yeah.
things like incense and like smudge and stuff too much? He's like, interestingly enough, some like Buddhist like priest died by breathing in too much of that shit, and then he died. So I, just to be safe, I wouldn't if I were you.
Your grade 10 chemistry teacher said Buddhists die from breathing in that shit.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Who did?
And he said it like that.
He said he got lung cancer
You
from
don't
breathing in
get
too much
lung
incense.
cancer from incense, bro.
Maybe you do.
Okay, let's role play. I'll be Tyler, and you be the chemistry
You're
teacher.
breathing in smoke.
I'll be the chemistry. Y'all be Tyler. You be the chemistry teacher, and we have this exact conversation the way you guys had it. Hi. Hey, chemistry teacher. No, you're Tyler. Hey, chemistry teacher. Hey, chemistry teacher. I was just wondering if incense can like freaking kill you, yo.
Can't learn from these friggin' packets.
No, you're the teacher.
Okay.
I wonder if incense can freaking kill you, yo.
Well, funnily enough, I read an article the other day about this, and it said that these Buddhist monks, when they live in temple, and they have a
You're
lot,
talking like that girl who goes, I'll just get a passport.
and they burn a lot of incense.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing too much of it in could be carcinogenic, and it might have caused lung cancer.
It might have.
Yeah.
You can also just get lung cancer from living. You can just get it for no reason.
Yeah, but he said to be safe. I would steer clear.
I'd steer clear of religious ceremonies if I were you.
I was like, okay, sure.
I honestly think that the long-term life satisfaction and mental health and spiritual health is outweighed by the potential carcinogenic impact of burning a stick of incense.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I think if you're like, oh, I'm never gonna go into a temple or a church or anywhere that they burn incense, and I'm not gonna go to sweats because I'm scared of getting lung cancer. I think that will hurt you more in the long term than just like chilling out and burning some incense. Because you could argue the same thing about candles too. It's like, oh, I got lung cancer from Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, but when you burn incense, you're burning more than just wax.
You're burning a big stick of wood.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's that bad for you. Because, I mean, there's like Buddhist monks that live like, I mean, that's like obvious, like it's like an exception, but I don't think burning incense will give you lung cancer.
Probably not, unless you're like directly breathing it in.
I don't even think there's any carcinogenics in incense. What carcinogenics would there be?
Well, it's like the breathing in smoke part.
That's not carcinogenic. That's good for you. Think about this. You think about you ever read Fahrenheit 451?
No.
Okay. Have you ever watched Survivor?
Yeah.
Okay, well they're always burning fires, right?
Yeah.
Has anyone from Survivor died of lung cancer?
Probably.
Probably not. Because that wouldn't make sense because they wouldn't be able to call the show Survivor if they died.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that.
But again, you're breathing in smoke.
I feel like that's all you're saying right now. It's just you're breathing. That's all you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up a new fact.
I don't have any.
I already debated that.
Okay,
let's do the Great Fire debate. You'll be anti-fire. I'll be pro-fire. So you do your opening argument, then I'll do my opening argument and retort.
If you were in a house and it burned down, but you got out, but you only breathed in the smoke, you'd still be sick.
That's not okay. So that's more of a point, but okay. So yeah. So my point is that if you were that firefighters breathe in smoke all the time and they're okay.
They're actually at a lot
No,
higher risk
I'm
of
still
lung
talking.
cancer.
I'm still talking.
Okay.
And not everyone who's in a house fire gets sick. Some people actually get stronger from house fires.
You're stick manning.
No, you got to make your
or straw manning.
No, okay, that's not what straw manning is.
What is it when you like point to like one example to like prove a point?
That's not a straw man. That's like I don't know what that is.
I'm pretty sure that's a straw
No,
man.
but okay. Let me make a new point. Okay, now you retort my thing.
Yeah, but like more often than not, if you're not a firefighter, you
Evidence?
won't get it as much.
Evidence?
I don't know. I went to university.
Okay, I've been in a house fire.
Have you?
No, but that's the thing is okay. Well, if the science
Once
is
my
so,
mom burnt
if
off
the
her eyebrows.
if the science is so strong, then how could you not tell I was in a house fire or not? Oh,
Got me there, checkmate.
yep. So that's point one.
You win.
Okay, now I'll make a point, and you're gonna retort it. Okay.
Okay.
Pro fire. When man discovered fire, we were able to start cooking food, and we didn't have to eat bugs anymore, maggots and insects that live in meat.
That was the start of the decline.
That was the start of the incline.
Do you
actually,
think we had cancer before then?
Yes,
You think?
yes.
I don't think so.
Monkeys had AIDS, and they gave people AIDS in the jungle in fucking.
No,
in
they didn't have AIDS yet.
That's not true.
People could have gay sex willy-nilly.
Straight people can get AIDS too.
Well,
that's not the point. Okay, you gotta. Okay, that was the start of the decline. You say?
Yep.
Okay, well, that was actually the start of Western civilization.
exactly. Makes you think.
Oh my god, that was straight up like a woke. That was like a woke, like. Okay, so I'm gonna make another retort. Name a civilization better than Rome.
Winnipeg.
Okay, Winnipeg came after fire was made.
Yeah, but we're in the decline either way.
You're saying okay.
You know what else happened to Rome?
If you would have said
it fell.
if you would have said our civilization better than Rome, you would have said pre-fire caveman times.
Oh, true.
Okay, now last point of the debate. You make a point, then I retort it.
Sometimes sitting by a fire makes my lungs hurt.
Sometimes it makes me feel good, and people play the guitar.
You got me.
Well, hold on. I feel like you can retort that one. I feel like you got something else to say.
You like it because of the guitar.
Well, what about the friends? What about the friends?
Would you sit by a fire if there were no friends?
Ooh. Maybe if I was sad, but then I don't need a fire. So I think that's 2-1.
Yeah.
Do you want to do our closing statements?
I hope Dogman is better than the past few movies we saw.
Okay, that's not a closing statement for the fire debate, but
Oh, I didn't know you.
I hope. That. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Dogman coming out January 29th,
31st
is going to be fire.
And that is a pro-fire statement. That's 3-1, baby. I think fire won the debate.
Someone call 911.
The great fire debate. We're really sort of running the clock here with that. That bit might be one of the worst ones we've ever done.
Yeah, when you
I think it was a
said
little.
we were going to have a 3-point debate, I was like, oh god.
I feel like that might be the worst bit we've ever done.
No.
What's the worst bit?
We were talking about pedophiles a lot before.
That's okay. They're funny. Not in like a good... No, okay, not like that. Like, they're like funny to laugh at. Because they're evil and stupid. Next weekend, we're hanging out with some of our friends next weekend, and I think that we should watch, like, Catch a Predator on the TV. I think that would be funny. Did you think that'd be funny to watch?
It might stress us out.
No way, man. I think it's going to be hilarious.
Maybe we could have it on in the background. It's like those who want to tune in can.
Yeah, the rest of us will just be eating poop.
Yeah. Talking about fire.
Talk about fire. We should keep talking about. We should have a. We should
have a fire podcast.
We should talk about fire every fucking episode.
Advice for pyromaniacs.
Advice for fucking freaks who like hurting children with knives.
I don't like that one.
We should do one where we just get 2 kids to do the podcast. We should just get like 2 random children.
Can we pay them like $50,000?
Can we get like Ivy and River to do the podcast? Like just our cousins.
Can't even talk.
Can we get rid your stepdad and my dad to do the podcast and not tell them what to talk about?
That would be interesting.
It'd be so awkward. It'd be like, yeah. For an hour, the whole hour would be yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think they would both try to start conversations by like, so did you hear about
how's work?
Trudeau?
My dad does not bring up Trudeau in conversation with randoms.
What else do you talk about with men?
Wrestling.
What do they like?
Video games, wrestling, music, coffee, beer,
Those are things you like.
traffic, the weather.
Most people don't like those things.
A lot of people like those things.
Does your dad like those things?
Yes, my dad likes wrestling. My dad liked beer, but he can't drink anymore because of his meds. My dad likes coffee. Food. My dad likes food. My dad likes movies. My dad really likes movies. Richard thinks he likes movies. My dad likes old video games. My dad likes cowboys. My dad likes being indigenous. My dad likes cars. My dad likes being at home.
Do you think what makes up a person is the things they like?
I think it's part of what makes them up.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, a critical part of them is also their relationships and their memories. Our memories, connections, and interests are pretty much like
99% of what makes up.
because I mean, you could say our morals are defined by our memories and interests for the most part, anyways. Like most of our memories, I think most of our morals are defined by like our memories, and whether it's like, oh, I remember being abused, so I'm gonna become abusive, or I'm gonna not be abusive, is like that's still being defined by a memory.
Mm.
But I mean, that's sort of essentialism of the point. I mean, because you could even go as far as saying like, oh, well, a connection is just a memory of interactions, right? But then you could also say a memory, all a memory is how you connected with something, right? So I mean, you could argue it either way. There's a lot of ways you could define what makes an individual, and there's no right answer. That's what's so interesting about defining someone.
Put your thoughts in the comments.
You can't define somebody with one essential trait because like I feel like any argument somebody could put forward about somebody being defined by an essential trait, you could propose a counter argument, and that person could propose a counter argument, and so on and so forth. Because,
Dialectics.
well, not necessarily. I mean, kind of, but almost more like Socratic dialectic. Like it's Socratic dialectic. It's not like materialist.
It's like in comment sections when the carpenters and the barbs get into arguments.
Is that really what Sabrina Carpenter's fans are called? Just carpenters?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Jesus was a carpenter.
You know who else? You know who else was a carpenter and was persecuted? No, man. I feel like there's so many ways you can define an individual. I think whatever you find personally meaningful and useful to conceive of people as. Because, I mean, and if you have, like, autism or ADHD, or if you're, like, from a different culture, or you're a different race, or you're a different gender, like, those are going to influence the ways you perceive an individual, too, and, like, how you think about yourself and others. There's a million ways you could think about it. I think connections, interests, and memories are the way I would think about it.
When you are thinking of a person, you're, like, trying to remember
Yeah.
things about them.
Or things they say, things they do.
Yeah, you think of their actions more?
I think
of the things they like. I'm like, this person likes
Well, I think of that, too.
This person is this, like, do you remember that commercial in, like,
yeah, but
the
you're
2000s?
not, when you're like, who's my mom? You're not just like, oh, my mom is the lady that likes Earl Grey, right? Like, you think about her in other ways. You're like, my mom is the person I remember from my childhood. My mom is the lady that lives at my house. My mom is the lady that's married to Richard.
But first and foremost, I think about things she likes.
Interests are how you conceptualize people.
Yeah, like,
but is that at a glance, or is that like a deep conceptualization?
Your battery's low.
That's okay. It'll last a little longer. Yeah, it'll be fine. But I mean, like, that's just like a surface level thing, wouldn't you say? Like, there's other ways you can see of people.
Yeah, but like immediately. Do you remember that commercial?
That makes sense.
Remember that commercial from the 2000s where it's like, "What's your thing?" And the kid's like, "I like bugs.
I like turtles.
I like trains."
Yep.
And it's like, "What's your thing?" And it's like,
Emma cut me in half again.
It's like social policy trying to get kids to have interests that aren't iPhone.
Well, that's a good. You should have things that you like other than your phone.
I'm the rabbit guy. I like rabbits. That's my thing.
I'm the turtle guy.
You're the coffee guy.
I'm the coffee guy.
I think of you as the coffee guy.
But I like other stuff too.
I know you do.
I do lots of things.
But if I had to list your order of interests, that's not like your family or whatever. Like number one is coffee.
I actually wrote down a list of values for. It was like a therapy thing. My therapist wanted me to list my values.
Oh, I've done those before.
So I'll list my values actually, so to give you an idea, in order of importance: love, family, friends, loyalty, morals, respect, peace, knowledge, humor, and relaxation.
Mm,
Those are my morals listed. Those are my values listed.
that's sweet.
Those are my listed values. Number 4 is loyalty.
I feel like I'm pretty loyal to you.
You're pretty loyal.
I don't go around spreading rumors.
You don't cheat on me.
No, not that you know of.
Yeah, you don't cheat on me, and you're. Oh, it's really low on battery actually. It's a good thing we're at 50 minutes though.
Yeah.
I mean, if it dies, does it save the recording? That's the thing. I don't know.
Do you want to risk it? We should probably end it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, folks. This was a good episode. Let us know your thoughts about dialectical truths in the comments.
Well, actually, we were discussing Socratic dialectics.
And fire.
Two things. Two things that if you could leave a comment about. Obviously, always we want more questions. We want to help you guys out, and I want more content. So there's that. And then also, would you prefer Marxist dialectics, so materialist dialectics, or do you prefer Socratic dialectics? And then the second question I have for the audience is, do you like fire or do you not like fire?
Here's my
I think they're all going to like fire.
one question to finish it off.
Okay.
If there was a fire king in 2025,
That's so many questions.
who would it be?
A fire king?
Yeah. He has to be someone who's alive.
A fire king. Donald Trump would be the fire
No.
king, but he wouldn't do a very good job of
Let
it.
them think about it.
I think. Okay, who do you think the fire king would be?
I don't know.
You gotta just give an answer quick.
Fuck. I don't know.
The fuck is a fire king?
Like Fire King, Ice Age.
Ice Age Fire King?
Yeah.
Who's the Ice Age in Fire? Who's the Fire King in Ice Age?
You clearly haven't watched Ice Age.
Isn't that the muskrat that kills people?
Okay, we're losing impact by not having it be a last thought.
Bye bye.